Valentine's Day is approaching, and this year we wanted to do something a little different. Instead of us talking about a stuffy 8-course tasting menu amongst white linens and
strangers parked at a table this close to you, and you're supposed to be sharing a romantic moment with your significant other. It feels a little forced, a little contrived.
Yeah, this year we want to spice it up. So we're currently at Sugar Showroom, which is a nightclub in Calgary. And two things. Well, number one, we're going to be pairing bubblies with some of the most iconic and legendary dance movies of all time, from the 90s
80s
to the 2000s.
Yeah. Everything that you love about those movies, the sexiness, the scandalous, all of it. We're going to pair it with a selection of bubblies that not only like pair with the personalities of those films, but maybe give you an idea of something better to look for when you're out in the club, rather than the super low-end, overpriced wines or the super overpriced, super expensive baller wines. Something in between, a little delicious, a little more personality.
Okay, so we need to go put our outfits on, our club outfits.
Yes.
And we'll see you soon.
This is my club hoodie, though. You know that, right?
Front hook, ankle hook, knee hook. From here you can do the carousel.
You walk out there, and the music starts, and you feel it. Your body just moves. There's something inside of you that just clicks, and you're gone.
The year is 1983, and you're probably guessing, what are the most infamous dance movies from the 80s? You're probably thinking Dirty Dancing. No, maybe thinking Footloose. You know what we're actually going to be covering right now?
Flashdance.
Flashdance.
Set the scene for us.
That's the move that she does.
The running, like the
Yeah.
little like sprinting in place.
So I'm here with the manager of Zanzibar, and I'm an aspiring steel mill worker trying to be prestigious ballerina. How do you even pair a bubbly with the hard life of a steel mill worker and a ballerina?
I can't see a lot of steel workers, whether they're 18-year-old aspiring ballerinas or otherwise, drinking a lot of bubbly. So I went with the theme of the movie, which to me, it's an 80s movie. It's not super serious. It's meant to be fun and playful, and it's kind of eye candy. And I think if you've seen that movie, you realize a lot of it is eye candy. It's all visual splendor, not a lot of substance. The wine
What
we're
are you
going to pair.
talking about? There's substance when she's on the stage and takes the reins and the water splashes down.
Yeah, that's not eye candy at all.
Okay, okay, okay.
So
Okay.
we've kept it like real, simple, fun, playful. This is Venturini Baldini's Montoloco Rosé, a Lambrusco, sorry Lana,
It's okay.
a Salamino done in a rosé style. It is juicy, it is bright, it is delicious. It is just the right kind of thing to keep you entertained without making you think too much. And that's how I see Flashdance.
What a feeling.
Oh right, God, there's so many songs in there I don't even remember. Beautiful.
I know, it just makes me want to pull the lever with the water.
It's as refreshing, I'd
It
say.
is refreshing.
Yeah, it's refreshing, like a bucket of ice water dumped on you, backlit.
Wearing a onesie.
Oh, the 80s.
Love it. Cheers. It's now 1996.
Oh, great.
What were you doing in 96?
Graduating high school.
And also watching Striptease with Demi Moore.
You have no proof of that. It's one of the worst movies ever made, according to critics. I would say I haven't watched this movie, but that might be a lie.
Okay, so the premise is Demi's character, she gets divorced from this guy, and the guy is trying to take custody of her child, and she needs money. She needs money to fight back. So she ends up going and getting a job at the Eager Beaver,
The Eager Beaver Strip Club, yes.
dancing, and she only dances to Annie Lennox songs. So here's my question for you, Andrew. If you had one artist that you could only dance to for the rest of time, who would you dance to?
Kenny Loggins?
Who is that?
Danger Zone?
Oh.
Playing with the boys? Come on, if I was going to do like a male
Okay,
stripping
okay,
kind
okay.
of thing, I
Okay.
think Top Gun has a lot of gold to be mined.
Yeah, you're right. Mine would be Prince Sade and Hall & Oates. We're clearly going to do another segment on us dancing to those songs later. But this movie got such stinky reviews. So
Yeah.
what did you pair it with?
Well, okay, so I went with a pet nat, but this is a little bit different pet nat. This is from Jean-Louis Denois. It is a pet nat, or a méthode ancestrale, SO2 free, natural sparkling wine, but Jean-Louis goes ahead and he just gorges the wine, so there's actually no sediment or anything as you would describe as stinky, cloudy, like any of that funkiness.
No stank.
I think I was trying to go, shed some light on the fact that for 1996 and a movie that was primarily known for Demi Moore just being nude, there was actually an attempt at a story here. Disgraced FBI agent, daughter being taken away, making money stripping, using the connections from that stripping to create a sting operation and take down a dirty politician. I thought that had a lot more depth than a lot of movies that were, relying on nudity and in the 90s.
And he says he didn't watch it in high school.
I didn't. Not the whole thing. Anyways, cheers.
Cheers.
Beautiful, brut nature, zero sugar, zero anything, as natural as it gets.
Oh, that's delicious. Thank you, Mr. Dilbeck.
You're very welcome.
Are you now going to go cover yourself in Vaseline and put on cowboy boots and a vest? And
I don't think so, no. Once was enough.
now we're moving into 2012, and I'm really wanting to switch it up a little bit, and I would really like to see some greased up men. I want to see some men dancing on the stage, shaking it off. What are we watching?
Primetime Tatum. This is Magic Mike.
Yeah.
So for me, being the male viewer, I see this as like, it's kind of a bro movie. Like they're all buddies, they're all very macho, they're all like very masculine. Greased up. So we went with something actually that doesn't necessarily like denote masculinity, but as a sparkling wine goes, I would say it's about the most masculine. We've done Lambrusco. So this is sparkling red wine, extremely deeply colored. This is also from Venturini Baldini. They're Marchesi Manadori, Reggiano, so Emilia Romagna in Italy, organic. Very, very dark though, and this one's made bone dry. So there's no sugar left in the wine, meaning that it's going to be actually a little tannic, much more powerful, much more strong. So if you're a guy drinking a sparkling wine, watching a Magic Mike marathon, this might make you feel a little more rough.
I mean, no one was bone dry in this movie or watching this movie. Everything was quite wet, I'm sure. So maybe this just balances the dryness with the wetness.
Maybe, yes, that's the pairing. That's what I'm gonna go. I'm sticking with that. Yeah, it's about counteracting the moistness with a fully dry wine. So
Yeah.
cheers. Hope this works.
Andrew. We decided to just really go hard for this episode, but I'm a little bit concerned about your appearance.
I'd be concerned with how good I look too. So, what movie are we be going with here, Lana?
Okay, well, the movie was filmed in 2019, but it happens as a true story during the economic crisis of 2008. One of my favorite dancer movies because of the strong message of empowering women behind it is Hustlers, and also, who doesn't love seeing J-Lo, right?
I mean, a very, very like star-studded event, this movie. There's a lot of dark undertones to this film, but it is definitely, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to watch,
Yeah.
Up until everything gets like really terrible.
The
it's
glitz
fun.
and the glam, and also really just talking about capitalism at its core.
And its worst. Well, I mean, it is because I mean, there's a lot of these women were just trying to make it, and trying to chase that American dream, and they were doing it in an illegal way, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it was no more abusive than anything that had been done to them working in those types of environments. Push all that aside for a second. The movie is really about excess. It's about partying, having a really great time, and it is about money. So when we talk about sparkling wines, we talk about money. Of course, we're going to drift towards champagne, not because it's overpriced or it's anything like that. It's just it costs what it costs.
Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah. So we went with a
and
classic.
And also, J-Lo only drinks champagne for sure, and Cardi B. They
if
only
I had-
drink
yeah.
champagne.
If I had that lifestyle, I wouldn't drink anything other than champagne.
Exactly. Julia Stiles, on the other hand, we're not sure what she drinks.
I feel like it'd be wheatgrass. Le Large Peugeot, Tradition, Extra Brut, a classic champagne blend of Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, and Chardonnay. biodynamically farmed. There is nothing excessive and splashy about this wine. It is champagne.
Ooh.
It is delicious, but it comes from a grower rather than a big company like Dom Perignon or Veuve Clicquot. They farm the grapes that they actually make into the wine, which brings us
that's
to a
nice.
level that is just so much more authentic and real. And if you remember the 90s like I do, J-Lo was very real.
She's real.
She's real. Beautiful, beautiful bubbly. This is like 3 years on its leaves before disgorgement, a classic.
Also, we need to talk about that we've really upped our game here for this last pairing. You know, we really got dressed up for the part. And Andrew, what would be your dancer name? If you were to take center stage, what would be your name?
Well, if this is anything
Bright,
like
shining
picking
lights.
your porn star name, first pet,
First pet and your mom's maiden name.
I would be Mojo Wilkerson. I honestly don't think I could have imagined a better male stripper name for myself than Mojo Wilkerson. He might not have the wig, but he'd definitely have the mustache. So yeah, that's me.
I'm really believing in this. I think you should put this on your LinkedIn page.
What about you?
Mine would be Tinkerbell Schnapps,
Oh my
which
God.
I actually just is quite fitting for me, right?
Tinkerbell Schnapps?
Like Schnapps.
Schnaps.
My mom was Latvian, is Latvian.
Okay, so if you turn that into schnapps, you're gonna get some endorsement deals
Oh,
as
for
well. So yeah,
sure.
I think it's Tinkerbell Schnapps.
This is why we're doing this whole thing. Someone please sponsor us and endorse
Yeah.
us.
Endorsements welcome. We can buy better wigs.